RRQ Skylar tried Wanwan this season, and here's how he plays her. In this game, he's against Brody, and Wanwan with Inspire and Weakness Finder can beat Brody level 1. He knows this, so he forces the enemy Brody to fight him early on, winning the trade and forcing Brody to flicker, as well as getting the lane control. With a health advantage, Skylar actively blocks Brody from getting near the minions to get gold and experience. Denying the enemy gold and experience is huge since it delays their item and level power spike. Because of what he did earlier, Brody has no flicker, and his mid laner knows this. That's why he rotates to Skylar's lane to poke the Brody in order to force him to recall. And this lets Skylar shove the minion wave to the tower to deny it. And because of this, the enemy Brody falls further behind in gold. Skylar also likes to use himself as bait, but he only does this on Wanwan if he has his second skill in Inspire, since with these two, his chances of survival would be greater. Early on, if the lane minions is on the middle of the lane, Skylar also doesn't push it immediately. He waits until he gets vision of the enemy, roamer, or jungler to know it's safe. And when getting the gold crab, Skylar always tries to stick near the lane minions in order for him to get into gold and experience range. Skylar also constantly goes back and forth to try and zone out the enemy from his cannon minion. He keeps Brody away here, using himself as a wall to keep him from getting the cannon minion gold. After getting Corrosion Scythe, he plays more aggressive since with this item Power Spike, Wanwan can easily kill Brody, and Skylar always uses this item timing to follow up on his team to try and pick off any enemies. When getting gold plates, it's better to not move around as Wanwan to increase her damage per second. He only does this when he knows he is safe, and this tip can also be applied when taking jungle camps to increase the clear time. Wanwan can easily 1 versus 2 any enemies, but Skylar only does this risky play if he has his second skill and Inspire, since his second skill allows him to escape any crowd control and turn the fight around with Inspire and his ultimate. After getting Corrosion Scythe and Demon Hunter Sword, he goes for Windtalker to further increase Wanwan's attack speed, and by doing this, he also increases her dash, making Wanwan even more difficult to fight. After getting the first tower on his lane, he starts rotating on the map since it's very dangerous to keep pushing alone for the second lane tower, since it's deeper on the enemy side. He only plays far up in lane if he has his team near him, but most of the time, he farms on the side of the map where it's near his base, since it's safer. Whenever Skylar sees a buildup of enemy minions on his lane, he clears this to relieve pressure on his tower to not give the enemy any free objectives. When his Inspire is up, Skylar is very confident in fighting, since he knows he can turn around the fight with his Purify, Inspire, and Ultimate. But if he doesn't have his Inspire yet, he doesn't fight straightforwardly and instead waits for a good opportunity where the enemy already used up their cooldown. And for Skylar's full item build, this is what he uses. As for his emblem, it's Marksman with Swift, Pull Yourself Together, and Weakness Finder.